your vegetables,
Aw,
or the
Mom.
Florida man will get you. Test, 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 test. Hello, welcome to the first inaugural episode of WTF World. This is actually the 5th, 6th, maybe even 7th or 8th time that I've recorded this narration. We've been getting a lot of kinks out as we've been doing this first video, which is understandable. It turns out that I tend to ramble. And when I run out of things to ramble about, I tend to say weird things. Don't tell anyone. As I'm sitting here looking at this footage, you can see it too if you're a camera nut or a film student or work in the film industry. This footage is interlaced. This footage is interlaced. Where I notice it the most is on the man's shoulder, on his left shoulder, from our perspective, his right shoulder, but his left shoulder. You'll see this diagonal line, but it's not a smooth line. It's a series of zigzagging pixels, kind of like a little staircase. It'll be especially evident to you if you're playing this video on a big screen, like on a TV. On a little laptop, it's probably not going to be that noticeable. In earlier videos, I really wondered how the hell footage shot on a camera from 2018 would show up as interlaced. That doesn't make sense. Turns out it was the program we used to convert the codecs so we could get the footage onto our editing suite. Now, a bunch of people, the first couple of versions of the video, we sent it out to family and friends, and they wanted to know what interlacing is. And I'm hesitating to explain it because I could go on and on this topic. So I'll try to keep it short. Interlacing is something camera manufacturers did, video camera manufacturers, to cut down on the amount of information being stored recording video. Consumer camcorders, well, imagine film frames. Imagine film footage. You've all seen what it looks like. Take a couple of images, put them next to each other, put 24 of them next to each other in the span of a single second, run that through a camera, and you've got film. You've all seen that every one of those frames is by itself a complete photograph. Well, that complete photograph holds too much information for video cameras to handle. That is, until recently. Technology has just changed everything in the last few years. But for most of the length of video, the way camera manufacturers got around that is imagine in your mind 2 frames of a film next to each other. What video cameras did is they divided those 2 frames into horizontal stripes. And on one frame, all the even-numbered stripes would be deleted. On the other frame, all the odd-numbered stripes would be deleted. So what you're left with is a series of pieces of image distributed amongst these horizontal lines, and by itself it looked like crap. But due to the continuity of vision, just run them next to each other at a fast rate and it'll look like a complete picture. Where interlacing was especially noticeable was when something passed the screen, because it was moving quickly across the screen. you would have two different sets of video frames trying to paint the same image, but because the image was at a different place on the screen in each frame, it really was apparent the zigzagging effect on the image. I know you've seen this. I know you've seen this on YouTube videos. So for the longest time, that was what separated top quality video cameras from consumer level video cameras. And you'd need to spend like 10, 20 grand on a video camera to get something that shot progressive, which is shooting the full frames like a film camera. However, thanks to the DSLR revolution of the last 5 years or so, now, who was it? Was it Kodak? Who was it? Was it Nikon? Nikon? I've never said it right. I don't know. Was it Nikon? One of these camera manufacturers, just as an afterthought, added the ability to shoot video on their camera. Maybe they thought some photojournalist in the field somewhere would want to grab a couple of minutes of footage. Turns out what they did was they managed to capture video through that incredibly high, powerful, high detail lens and chip of a professional still camera, which is light years beyond what a video camera of the same price would be functioning with. And so just in that one fateful decision, they created a camera that created like a $2,000 still camera was suddenly capturing video quality footage that rivaled $20,000 video cameras, $30,000 video cameras. Now, there were a couple of problems with it because still cameras use a rolling shutter and video cameras use a global shutter. A rolling shutter means that the shutter goes from one corner diagonally to its opposite as it exposes the sensor capturing images. And a global shutter exposes the entire thing at once. It doesn't travel across the opening. And just like I was describing earlier, with an object traveling across the screen and interlaced footage will create that weird artifact where a straight line is depicted as a series of steps. There's a very similar effect that happens to moving objects in a rolling shutter in a still camera. Pretty much the exact same thing. How the fuck did I get talking about this? Okay, back to the video. God damn it, people. Okay, back to the video. This is our introductory video. None of us have ever really grown a YouTube channel before, so we're trying to figure it out. I just read an article today that said you need to put a call to action at the beginning of your video. Now, a call to action is when I say to you, hey, like our video, subscribe to our video, leave some comments down below. And according to this article, studies show that a call to action is only effective at the beginning of a video because most people will not watch a video for any longer than 4 minutes. Turns out people stop watching between 30 seconds and 4 minutes. I feel a little bit weird doing a call to action. I mean, no big deal. Obviously, I'll get over it. But it's always bugged me when other people would fill up their videos with a call to action. Hey, if you like my video, subscribe. What are your thoughts on this topic? Please leave your comments down below. But the reality is, that's what you need to do to be successful on YouTube, based on the way that YouTube's algorithms promote videos. And I'm a little bit hesitant when it comes to comments on YouTube. And the reason for that is, several years ago now, I saw this video of this kid playing in his room. And he was having a blast. He was pro wrestling his pillow. He was jumping off his bed like it was the top turnbuckle, just dropping elbows on his pillow. Boom, boom. And he was having so much fun. And he was narrating into the camera. And just based on his appearance, he had a very unusual appearance. I think he had a medical condition. But he was so charismatic. He was having so much fun. I wanted him to tag me in. I wanted to run into the screen and drop a flying leg on his pillow. And then I saw the comments. Oh my God. People were telling this kid that he was a freak, that he should kill himself. I honestly could not believe that people would leave a comment like that on a child's video. I mean, I know the internet can be a terrible place, but come on. And so here I am, with a call to action to you guys. The one comment I would like you guys to leave is advice on how we can grow this channel. Because, well, there's some stuff we're trying to figure out, and we haven't been able to find that information elsewhere. And we'd like to learn that information from books or from reading an article than from figuring it out the hard way, from constantly failing and learning from our mistakes. We're going to call constant failure Plan B. We're trying to find a way to avoid Plan B. And oh my God, 12 minutes. I've been talking for 12 minutes. Okay, this video isn't going like I thought it was going to go. It's going much longer than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to break this video up into 2 parts. So here's the end of part 1. If you like our video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I guess leave some comments down below. And thank you guys for watching. Part 2 is going to come right away. And I'll see you guys next video. See you in part 2.